Every country's got crime, robberies, frauds, heists that went sideways, but some of this stuff could only happen here. Today we got three real Canadian crimes. One's about a multi-million-dollar syrup cartel, one's about a truck full of brand new currency, and one's about a hole in the roof and 400 hockey sticks. Stick around for all three. This is True North Heists presents only in Canada. Let's begin. Forget Ocean's 11. This is the most valuable heist Canada's ever seen, and the target wasn't gold or cash, it was maple syrup. Almost 18.7 million worth of it. Gone from a warehouse out in rural Quebec. Here's something most people don't know about maple syrup. In Quebec, they run it like oil. The Federation of Quebec Maple Syrup Producers controls the supply, sets the price, and keeps this massive emergency stockpile. Basically, a global strategic reserve, just in case there's a bad harvest. Works almost exactly like OPEC, except instead of oil barrels, it's syrup barrels. Thousands of them, sitting in a warehouse in St. Louis at Blandford. In 2011, a guy named Richard Valerese, known in the industry as a barrel roller, someone who buys and sells syrup straight from producers, saw his opening. This wasn't some smash and grab. Over almost a whole year, Valerese and a small crew trucked barrel after barrel out of that warehouse at night, drained the syrup, refilled every barrel with water, just enough to keep the weight the same on the shelf. Stacked up, labeled, looked untouched. They hit more than 16,000 barrels this way. And the stolen syrup didn't just disappear. It got sold. A New Brunswick distributor named Etienne St. Pierre helped move it, relabeling Quebec syrup like it came from its own province. His logic in court? You can't prove what tree that syrup came from. So nobody noticed for almost a year. Not the Federation, not the buyers, not one single inspector. Then, in July 2012, during a routine inventory check, an employee climbed up the stacks and tapped a barrel that was supposed to weigh 600 pounds. It wobbled, hollow, water inside. Then another, then dozens more. The investigation ended up running over 300 interviews and 40 search warrants. 26 people got arrested. Valerese claimed at trial he was threatened at gunpoint, forced into it, that some guy told him, "I know where you live." The jury wasn't buying it. He got convicted of theft, fraud, and trafficking. And in 2017, he was sentenced to 8 years plus a fine of over 9 million, a number the Supreme Court of Canada eventually locked in at $12.54 million. And some of that syrup? Still never been found. Probably sitting in somebody's pantry right now, completely untraceable. Proof that even cartels can get robbed. If you think stealing 2,700 tons of syrup is about as Canadian as crime gets, wait till you hear what happened to a truck full of brand new $2 coins, better known as toonies. In February 1996, Canada rolled out a new coin, the toonie. 5 months later, somebody stole $3 million worth of them. The coin showed up at CN's Turcotte rail yard in Montreal on July 19th, straight from the mint, loaded onto a tractor trailer. The next day, a weekend, right around lunch, thieves walked onto the property, climbed in the truck, and drove it straight out through the emergency exit gate. No alarms, no chase, just gone. And here's the thing that doesn't sit right. This wasn't just some random truck parked among a dozen others. Investigators later figured out that this exact trailer had over 1.5 million toonies in it, about 60 tons of coins, and then thieves knew exactly which one to grab. Police wouldn't rule out an inside job. They found the truck abandoned in the suburbs a few days later, empty. And the real problem? Toonies don't have serial numbers. The Mint's own VP of manufacturing said it himself. That year alone, Canada cranked out about 225 million of them, every single one identical. No way to trace a single coin back to this, even if it showed up in your pocket tomorrow. Police said they were watching a few suspects by September, Nobody was ever charged. To this day, the Royal Canadian Mint still calls it the biggest coin theft in Canadian history. Still completely unsolved. From a rail yard to a rooftop. Our last story trades stolen cash for something Canadians might protect even harder: hockey gear. On a Saturday night in October 2016, the security company watching a sports store in Dollar des Amours just outside Montreal called the manager right before 11 p.m. There had been a break-in. When Greg Goyer got to L'Experience Monkey Sports, none of it made sense. Doors locked, no broken windows, alarm never went off at the entrance. Store was cleared out anyway. Then he looked up. There was a hole cut clean through the ceiling, with a rope hanging down to the floor. Somebody got up on the roof, found the exact spot with no beams, no pipes, no wiring running through it, and dropped straight down into the hockey sticks section. Not the skates, not the jerseys, the sticks. When you think about it, Goyer told reporters, to land directly in the sticks section, not hitting any beams and pipes or electrical lines, that took some planning. Security footage actually caught the whole thing. Looked like one, maybe two guys. On camera, you can see them actually bundling the sticks together to make them easier to carry, working the whole night, stacking somewhere between 400 and 500 high-end sticks by the back door, while somebody else loaded them into the van outside. At $300 a stick, that's a loss of $120,000, maybe more. They knew exactly what they were coming in for, Goyer told reporters. And it wasn't even Monkey Sport's first robbery. The store had only been open for 2 months, and the thieves had already smashed the front window once, which is exactly why Goyer upgraded the alarm system in the first place. It didn't matter. This crew never needed the front door. Barely 24 hours after the hockey stick heist, somebody tried to break into the same store again, smashing at the same front window. That attempt failed. 3 break-ins, 2 months, 1 sports store. Police just told local players to keep an eye out for anyone offering them suspicious, cheap, brand new hockey gear. Nobody was ever arrested. Somewhere in Montreal, somebody's got a very, very well-stocked hockey room. Maple syrup, a coin truck, 400 hockey sticks. 3 totally different targets. 3 cases that are barely or never solved. And one thing in common: only in Canada. If you enjoyed this episode, please like and subscribe for more True North heists and more real Canadian crime stories. We put out one every weekday. Do you have a uniquely Canadian crime that we should be covering? Drop it in the comments below. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next one.